Hey everyone, it's Caitlin, and I'm coming at you live from my kitchen today. I thought we would make a fun recipe, and that's soft pretzels, which are actually a lot easier than you would think. Today I've started already in my mixer by adding 1 cup of warm water, 2 teaspoons of yeast, and 2 tablespoons of sugar to help the yeast activate. So it's nice and bubbly now. Here, I'm gonna let you take a look at it. There you go, you see that all nice and bubbly? So that's in my mixer. If you don't have a mixer, no problem. You can just use a bowl and a whisk at home. So into my yeast, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. Throw that in there. 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And I just put this in the microwave to melt it. That's going to make it really nice and buttery. And then I also am going to add 3 cups of flour. But before I do that, I'm going to just mix this a little bit. So let's see here. We'll just get that mixing. And now I'm going to add 3 cups of flour. I've pre-measured everything just to make it easier for me. And I would just measure this out slowly. So make sure don't add it all at the time. Let's just add a little bit, and then we'll kind of mix in between. So I'm going to add maybe about half of it to start. And I'm going to mix it up slowly. And if you're using a whisk at home, you're just going to mix it in slowly as well. There we go. I'm just going to mix that up slow. I'm going to add some more flour now. That's mixed. Okay. Throw in some more flour. Now there's a lot of things you can do with pretzels, right? There's salted pretzels, but then there's also dessert pretzels with cinnamon and sugar. That's one of my sister's favorites, cinnamon and sugar. Okay. Now this is turning into a dough, so I'm going to add my last remaining bit of flour. And I'm just going to let it keep stirring. Just be really careful, okay? You don't want to spill. Flour gets everywhere, huh? Okay, so now this is stirring, and hopefully it'll make my dough. Once I have my dough made, I'm going to let it sit for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how warm it is. And you want it to rest in a warm spot in your house. So once my dough comes together, I'm probably going to knead it a little bit longer in my mixer. Then I'm going to let it sit in this bowl so we can let it develop. So it'll be that yummy dough that we are used to in pretzels. All right, now that my dough is done, I'm going to start to form my pretzels. So I've divided my dough into 8 equal parts, and now I'm going to roll the pretzel. So I've cleaned and floured my surface that I'm working on here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll it out into be a long rope, as long as I can make it. You're just going to keep rolling the dough until you get that long rope shape. Sometimes it helps if you kind of hit it on the counter a little bit or on the cutting board, whatever you're using to roll out your dough. Let's see here. You don't want to work with too much flour, just a little bit. You can see my surface is lightly floured. Okay. So there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 ends and I'm going to loop them to form a little U in front of me. Then I'm going to cross them in front of each other and just wrap them round. And I wrap them around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then I take these 2 ends and I bring them to the bottom. And I kind of push them into place, stretch out the top, and there we go, the pretzel shape. Now that I have all my pretzels shaped, we need to move on to the step where you dunk them in water. And this is really important because it's going to give them that brown color after they come out of the oven. So I have 8 cups of water here, and I've mixed in 2/3 of a cup of baking soda, and that's going to just help give it that nice brown color coming out of the oven. So I have my bowl of warm water here, and I have my pretzels. Now I just need my pan that they're going to go on. So here, almost lost it. So here's my pan that I'm going to use in the oven. I've also preset my oven to 450 degrees. So I'm going to take my pretzels, and I'm just going to give them a super quick dunk. Dunk. And ready. Perfect. Let's keep going. Dunk. And ready. And like I said, it's just a really quick dunk. Okay. Almost got a full pan here. Okay, one more to fill up this tray. Dunk in there. Here we go. And we want the pretzels to be kind of spread apart, but they can be pretty close together, as long as they're not touching. That's perfect. I'm going to go stick these in the oven, and then we're going to wait about 8 to 10 minutes, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have some yummy pretzels to eat. All the pretzels are in the oven now, so a great thing to do while you're waiting for them to bake is to clean up the big mess that we just made, right? So I'm going to clean off my countertop, and I'm going to do my dishes, but hopefully in 8 minutes, our pretzels will be ready. Fingers crossed. My timer just went off for the pretzels. Let me bring them over and show you. Remember, when you're getting stuff out of the oven, you always want to use an oven mitt. Let's see. Here they are. Check them out. They're pretzels. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so my pretzels have come out of the oven, and I've been letting them cool on a cooling rack for about 10 minutes. The last thing we have to do is to put the toppings on. Today I'm going to be doing a regular salted pretzel. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your pretzel, you're going to get the surface wet. So just the top of the pretzel, you're going to lightly wet it. It doesn't need to be a lot of water, only a really little bit. I've taken a plate here and I've put some salt on the plate. I'm going to flip my pretzel down, push it down, and there we go, a salted pretzel. You could also do this with a combination of cinnamon and sugar if you wanted something sweeter. I'm going to finish making the rest of these pretzels. I hope you're all happy, healthy, and safe. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.